Hello world, it is Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. Kind of an overcast, cool fall kind of day here in Defiance. I've noticed the trees have already started turning. I heard a report that we're having an early fall, probably because it's so dry. It has been so dry all summer. We closed our pool last night, which is kind of sad, but I'm kind of glad too because it's a lot of work keeping the pool open. Just makes the whole yard look different. And I know Blue is really sad because he loved to go swimming. So not till next spring. Today for the devotion, I'm going to be reading a devotion from the UCC Devotional book called Rise Up Spirituality for Resistance. And I'm reading today a devotion entitled Finding Rest, written by Emily C. Heath. And Emily bases the devotion upon Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30, and I believe it's the Common English Bible version. Come to me, all you who are struggling hard and carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Put on my yoke and learn from me. I'm gentle and humble, and you will find rest for yourselves. My yoke is easy to bear, and my burden is light. And Emily writes, I love the Common English Bible's translation of this well-known text. Those of us who work for justice know what it's like to be struggling hard and carrying heavy loads. The work is emotionally tough at times, and it's unending. It's no wonder that so many people who sincerely believe in the work eventually burn out. That's one reason why I believe it's essential for people of faith to ground their justice work in God's love and grace. Here, Jesus calls those of us who need rest to himself. Jesus does not offer a rest from work. Jesus uses the language of the hard work of farming here and talks about a yoke like you would use to plow. The yoke Jesus wants us to take on is one that will bind us both to him and to his call for justice. If anything, it's an increased commitment to our work. But here's the twist. Jesus offers us not an end to our work, but a new way of working. He offers a different perspective. He offers us a weight that is lighter and easier for us to bear because we do not carry it alone. Jesus isn't a harsh taskmaster who stands aside while we do the work. He's humble and gentle, and he does the heavy lifting with us, and in that we find rest. If you've ever carried something heavy for a long time, you know it's easier if someone is holding on to the other end, and you know you go further if someone is letting you put it down from time to time. Jesus is offering us a job, but he's also offering us a hand. The more we lean on him in our work, the farther and the faster we will go. And Emily's prayer. Jesus, I'm ready to take on your yoke. Let's get to work together. Well, in this devotional, it's a reminder to me that being a Christian following Jesus isn't about an easy life necessarily. It's about an easier way to carry the work that needs to be done, but it doesn't mean that there's no work that needs to be done. If we really truly want to follow Jesus, we need to look at the values that he espoused and the circumstances and situations that he spoke against, and what he tried to do with people's thoughts and lives and how they related to one another and how they worked in the world. That's part of the work of doing justice. Throughout the Bible, we hear of people who are oppressed. It begins for us as Christians with the Hebrew Bible, which is the story of the people of Israel and their oppression in slavery and their journey home from that slavery. They're crying out to God and God reacting. That is the core of the message, even with Jesus, working for and on behalf of those who are on the margins of our society. That's what we're really called to do, to continue the work side by side with Jesus, with God, bringing heaven to earth, letting God's kingdom, God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it's not easy, but we don't do it alone. And that's part of also what it is to be the church. It's not just going to a wonderful worship service on Sunday, but that helps lighten the load so that we can actually go out and continue doing the work with our very lives, just as Jesus did. It's a lot to think about today. Hope you have a good day. Hope you get a chance to get outside. It may rain later this afternoon, so if you're going out, try to go out this morning. And I will talk to you again tomorrow on Thursday. Take care.